They really put this in game. They really put this in the game. Thrill Kill is a game that is never talked about, especially these days, because it's just one of those PS1 games that had a lot of hype before because it was unreleased and spooky and scary. But now, there's so many games coming in, there's so many indie games, nobody talks about it, so why not I talk about it? And I can't really explain Thrill Kill in my own words, so it's best that you watch the opening video that is gonna come up right after these little logos that the game that's thrown in, and you'll just know what I mean by what Thrill Kill really is. Yeah, this game is basically if Manhunt was turned into a fighting game and just made freakier. This is Thrill Kill. And as you can see, it's got this really cool aesthetic going on, and it's essentially a 3D brawler fighter, and it's got a good variety of game modes. Like it's got arcade mode, it's also got team battle, it's got versus. Of course, it's got the very necessary practice mode. A pretty modest collection of game modes, if you ask me. It also has a very modest character roster, including Tormentor the Torturer, Oddball the Psycho, Belladassa the Dominatrix, Dr. Faustus the Mad Doctor, the Imp a Dwarf on Sticks, Violet the Contortionist, Mammoth a Beast, and Cletus a Cannibal. Now that we have the introduction for the free side of the way, let us just jump right into the gameplay and see how the game plays and what the game actually is. Thrill Kill is a 3D arena brawler kind of game, and it is actually the predecessor to Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. And right after the cancellation of Thrill Kill came Wu-Tang Shaolin Style, which basically follows the entire principle of Thrill Kill in terms of gameplay. And Thrill Kill was one of the first games, I think the first game on PlayStation 1, which allowed 4 players to play in a 3D environment on screen at the same time, and it was a technological marvel. But enough about the little bit of history. You can check that out in McMuscles' What Happened video. I'll just link that in the description below. Really good video. But yeah, Thrill Kill is a 3D arena brawler in this really manhunt, I think I'd say BDSM bondage style aesthetic. The game follows this dingy story where basically we are the denizens of hell and we are fighting for another chance of life. And how the game plays is that you try to beat the ever-living shit out of somebody, and right here, I just turned Super Saiyan for a little bit, and this basically means that you can perform a fatality on one of the fighters that are on screen, and when you perform a fatality on a player on screen, they get killed, and you start another round with one player less. You just gotta dwindle it down to the last man standing, and that's when you win the level and move on to the next fight. Of course, the game isn't gonna be just a little boring because it's also competing with the likes of Mortal Kombat. Funnily enough, it's also made by a subsidiary of Midway Games, which became a part of Midway Games. It's Paradox Interactive. You get a special fatality for the last fighter you perform it on, and the first 2 fighters you perform your fatality on is just going to be a fatality that depends on one of the buttons used for attacking, square, triangle, X, or circle, and it performs a very gruesome, but kind of like a brutality of sorts on those characters. But when it's on the last character, you get jolted by electricity and you perform the character's signature fatality, which varies from one character to another. While you're on your merry way to perform that said brutality or fatality, you have to grab your running opponent in a grapple. As you can see here, I'm just trying to grab this poor little thing, and she's just gonna get absolutely annihilated, absolutely fatalized right there. Yeah, that's how basically Thrill Kill is. I think that's what the Thrill Kill is. That's not a fatality, that's a Thrill Kill, because you get to have the thrill of the chase before you get to kill your opponent. Wow, that sounds really messed up. You keep on fighting these people, and I think you get to fight about 5 to 6 fights before you get to come face to face with one of the final 2 fighters, and that is Judas, an absolute freak. Judas is just like upper body, one end, and his lower body is another upper body, and like when I first saw Judas, I had an audible "ooh" get out of me, like, oh my god, what is that? That is disgusting. This ugly bastard, though, is a fairly formidable opponent, and he definitely whooped my ass. And he's got this weird stance change thing, like his fair torso comes above and his great torso goes below. It's so weird. Like, I never thought I'd be saying this, but that is just weird how Judas is even designed. But still, you can beat Judas, it's not that hard. And after Judas, you get to fight the final boss of the game. Of course, you're gonna brutalize Judas and absolutely kill this guy after getting the power of God and anime on your side. And right then and there, you stand face to face with the final fight on the arcade ladder. Maruka is a freaky demon woman who has wings, and honestly, she really looks like that one woman from Mortal Kombat. I think she first appeared in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. She's not that hard, honestly, but again, I'm playing this game on medium difficulty. I'm not that good. I'm not that good of a thrill killer, but Thriller Kill? After you end the game with one character, it of course unlocks a cutscene for said character, which really shows who that character is in reality, in real life, after being resurrected. I think it's after being resurrected, or who they were before they died. I can't really understand that, but again, I don't really care about it because the game story is really minimal. They didn't really focus on the story at all from what I see. They just focused on the gameplay, the gore, the shock value, and I'm all in for it because this is a one-of-a-kind game, and I'm actually really glad this game got leaked, because if this game weren't leaked by that one lovely guy over at Paradox Interactive, we would never have anything like this. There is nothing like this. Thrill Kill is in its own league, and it is sad that this game's IP does not get the appreciation it deserves because EA sucks. But of course, we can still play this, and I'm more than happy for that. The best way to describe the gameplay feel of Thrill Kill is punchy. It's gritty. It's visceral. It really helps you feel every single hit in the game. And that's what I love about it. Every character plays differently, every character has different movement speeds, different styles, and that's really awesome because, you know, it just comes to show how much effort was put into Thrill Kill. The two characters I really enjoyed playing as were Tormentor and Kane. Tormentor is very balanced, or at least I think he's balanced. He feels balanced to me. He's really punchy, he feels very powerful. And Kane is kind of slow, but he dashes really fast, and he has great combos, great launchers, and it's kind of cool to see launchers in a brawler this old. I think this game is, like I said, I think I said it before, the first brawler of its kind, especially on PlayStation hardware that allows 4 players to be on screen at once. Because of that, it's just really fun to play, and it's just really fluid. It feels kind of slow at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's not clunky at all. It feels really fun, and it is so fun juggling somebody in here. Like with Kane, you can get 5 to 6 hit combos easily. You can juggle them a bunch, and there are some great launchers. There are some uppercuts in here. There's some launching kicks and everything. And every character, of course, is different, so they play differently and have different launchers. But some launchers are very similar, like the uppercut. and it just really helps you, feel the beef in the fight. Really visceral. The art style does not leave much to be desired. The art style really fulfills everything and really shows how intense everything is. And the music does absolutely that. The music complements everything that is in the game. I think it is composed by the Contagion. It is harsh industrial, very sick stuff, and it is something that I am really happy that I got to hear because it is actually really well done. This game has an awesome kick-ass soundtrack. Like the music you're listening right now, it is the in-game soundtrack. It is just pure badassery. The one thing I really like about the soundtrack is that it has screams sampled into it and these really creepy ambient noises which just amplify the soundtrack and amplify the setting and really make you feel what's going on in the environment, what's really going on in the in-game universe. And I love that because this is not something that you see often, and it's something that is usually seen in older games because it was a more experimental era of game development. Like I said before, I think the best way to describe this game would be if Manhunt were turned into a fighting game, because it fills all of those perverse and grotesque, disgusting things, shocking things that Manhunt was able to express so effectively, and Thrill Kill is no less. I think Thrill Kill can also be seen as an inspiration for Manhunt. I don't know if it officially is, but I can definitely see a lot of things, and the first thing that actually popped in my head was Manhunt, especially the second half of the game, with how intense everything gets, and Pigsy and everything. So there's that. Personally, I would say that this game is a must play. This game is something that you are definitely missing out on if you've not played this game before or even heard of it. I really hope that you get to try it. I really hope that you get yourself to try it because this game is incredibly fun. It's a great game. It is great in gameplay. It just plays really nicely and it holds up really well in terms of gameplay. Of course, the visual graphics and all, it's a PS1 game, so of course it's gonna look dated. But even then, even now, it still looks really nice. The graphics and the art style is very crisp, and everything can be seen and differentiated really nicely. And it's really easy on the eyes. Usually when I play old PS1 games or games that are inspired by the PS1 aesthetic, my eyes hurt. But I have been looking at this gameplay while editing, and I've been playing this game for a very long time, non-stop, and I have nothing with my eyes. I have no problem. My eyes don't hurt. This game looks beautiful and really cool. And I highly recommend that you look into Thrill Kill, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really did, leave a little like. If you want to see more content like this, leave a little sub, leave a little suggestion. I really hate begging for likes and stuff, but that's how the YouTube algorithm works, and that's how my videos get shared, and it just kind of gets pushed into other people's faces. Hopefully this video also got pushed in your face. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, and thanks for watching.